Hello students, now we shall look at like a wind site planning. If you want to uh, have a windmill or a lot of wind turbines or a wind farm, then you have to study the topography of the land. Basically any tall trees or any tall buildings will affect the flow of wind. That is why we have seen that the windmills are mostly located on the hilltops initially, where there is no disturbance of any trees or big buildings. In general, wind farm developers usually favor sites with the following characteristics. Like strong and consistent wind, we should have like around 8,760 hours in a year. So at least 35% of the time we should have wind. Open land without obstacles to block wind flow. Like I was telling, that there should be tall buildings or tall trees. And also the distance between two wind turbines has to be at least 5 to 7 times the rotor diameter. So the rotor diameter, if it is around 100 meters, so they should have 500 to 700 meters distance between the two wind turbines. Then you should have that network also for transmitting the power, whatever is generated, you should be able to evacuate the power. Then the geology also should permit the transportation and turbine foundations. Like it should have good foundations because a huge tower has to be installed and then this wind turbine has to be installed. So it should have good foundation, as well as there should be approach road, so that you can transport all this equipment to the site. And also nowadays a lot of awareness about environment, so there should be minimum amount of interference with the environment. So taking into account the effects of noise, shadow flickering, visual impact, disturbance to birds, and health and safety rules, general accepted best practices for wind site development have emerged and are often enforced by the licensing authorities. So because of when we install a windmill, you will have it is rotating, so it makes noise. Then there will be shadow flickering will be there because it is rotating, and then it will have some visual impact. Then they are stating that there is a disturbance to birds. I think there was a movie also I saw, Akshay Kumar, that this network has got problems to the birds. So the authorities have come out with certain guidelines. Accordingly, the minimum distance from wind turbines to major roads should be a drop height, means 50 meters. But if you put a plant wind turbine, so from there to the major road, it should be almost 50-meter distance. And power line also should be around 100 meters. And parks and this recreation leisure zone should be around 200 meters. And houses should be around 500 meters away. Nature zones 500 meters. And urban areas 1 kilometer. It should not be in an urban area, it should be outside the city, not inside the city. Following these guidelines will in many cases significantly reduce the scope of environmental impact survey, saving time and money. So you can see that whatever you have discussed, it is shown graphically here. So urban settlement is there, means 1 kilometer, say 1000 meters away, you can have a wind turbine. Okay. Similarly, you have got nature park or national park, so 200 meters away you should have. Even the main road should be 50 meters away. Power line should be almost 100 meters away, and even houses, individual houses should be 500 meters away. So these are the guidelines. So what are the considerations for selection of site for the wind energy conversion systems or installation of wind farms or wind turbines? So there is a device called anemometer. Anemometer measures the wind velocity, wind direction. So this data should be available, and for a long term data. Second is high annual average wind speed. So there is some speed at which the wind in which the wind turbine will start producing power. That is not cut-in speed. So you should have high annual average speed so that you can generate power for maximum amount of time. Then availability of the wind curve at the proposed site. Wind structure at the proposed site. Altitude of the proposed site. You should know the altitude also. Above sea level, MSL we call, mean sea level. Then terrain and aerodynamics. Then what is the local ecology? The distance to roads or railways, nearness of site to local centers for users, favorable land cost. Land cost should be cheap. If it is very expensive, then it will not be economically viable. And what is the nature of ground because of the foundation requirements. So this was about the selection, considerations for selection of the site.